Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea. In this episode, we plan on finding Polythreme, well, hopefully. But first, I want to see what lies underneath Frostfound, because, well, I mean, it's Frostfound. Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? And just find Cthulhu's Rage real quick, because someday I might need to go to the bottom of those. Haven't found a use for doing so yet, but one never knows. And oh, look at the cruiser. I kind of hope that there's a different design for the submarine for each ship, but at the same time, that seems like a bit of work for the artists. Not too much, but enough that it might not have been done. But more importantly, is there anything interesting beneath here? Because it looks like just empty island as far as I can tell. Oop. I heard the sound of something. Something interesting or something boring? What are you? I cannot tell. What are you? Oh, torpedo components and a thelate. Well, sir. Well, you are not exactly something I want to fight, but I will, if I must. If one must, one must. Okay, come on, keep going backwards, please. Just, if I can go quick enough that I don't need to... Okay, yep. That is not ideal, but you know what? It's fine. There we go. Now I'm in a current, and you aren't. So I'm slightly faster, question mark? Yeah, that's melting through the hull. Really quite unfortunate of you to be doing this, but, you know. I understand. Oh, nope. Gonna be dissecting it for knowledge. In death, the thelate looks like the grisly collage of an untamed vivisectionist. Mercifully, most of it has stopped moving. I can't make head nor tail nor stomach lining of it, Skipper. You run out of note cards before you run out of different parts to classify, and after a while you can't tell the difference between the before and after piles. You'll get as much out of this beast by organizing a game of footy with what's left. Interesting. I'm assuming soccer? Or football, as the kids call it these days? Yeah, but extra pages. Terror. Lovely. Which actually... Question, is there a meaningful difference between football and soccer? I would assume no, but couldn't tell you for sure. Okay, we found an abyss. Might as well dive in. Yes, as usual. Now, I could forsake the rite of greeting. The walls of the chasm are as abundant as a garden. Rippling lawns of Posidonia. Copses of shadowed kelp, garlands of coral pulsating with tubular sponges, and here a vine bearing melon-sized nodules the color and shape of pomegranates. I mean, I like my current rite, but what about the abyss of pomegranates? What does it give me? And I should really start writing these down, because I have a feeling that all this is part of that chain in order to get me down to the temple, or whatever it is that's deeper below. Still, we've forsaken the rite of greeting, lost 20 hearts doing that, but gained 10 irons, so there we go. Your bosun mutters a rapid prayer to Salt, off whom blessings and curses alike slide. Your vigorous, coughing fit is unquestionably a coincidence. You're hoarse for the rest of the day, but swiftly recover. Retrieve and eat one of the nodules. Oh my god, that is terrible. I mean... I need a right, and extra irons means more damage, which is great, but I lose some mirrors, which I got plenty of, so go for it. You don your diving gear. The waters of the abyss are fogged with spores. You push through to the walls, pick one of the nodules, and return. Your cook splits it open. It is stuffed with fleshy seeds. You manage 7 of them before feeling intolerably bloated. They taste of oranges and gun smoke and iron and victory and the grey dawn the morning of a battle. And your cook is staring at you. Were you laughing? Oh, delightful. Interesting. A true sailor will find the taste familiar, it's said. And this is the rite of feasting. Depart for now. Huh. I mean, it's a better balance of stats, so there's that to consider, but where does that fit within the whole abyssal right thing? I don't know, it's probably one of the middle ones. I assume the Rite of Greeting, which I had before, was supposed to be one of the first ones, but I don't know the names of all the rites, so I don't know. And still nothing. You look promising. Might be an island with a port. You are. I'm betting you are Mount Palmerston if I haven't found that already. Just judging by the shape of you. Let's find out. Also refuel oxygen because we need oxygen. For reasons. Mostly related to breathing. No, this is actually the Chapel of Lights unless I'm much mistaken. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And I managed to not hit that. Good. Good. Perfect. Do you hear music? Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower, cracked iron laughter. Beware, the isle is full of voices. I could attend a service at the chapel. The great bell tolls, the few and ragged faithful gather for St. Arthur's lesson. Bring your offerings. I mean, it's 5 supplies of my 7. Oof, that's a bit much. I am sorry, I would attend the service, but no. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and the light? A smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you note the name of a ship or two. And I would eat of the chapel's bounty. A smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing with you. Rich and red. They have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna, translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds, deviled pork kidneys on crusty bread. Gorge yourself, leave with the juices dripping from your chin. You have the cannibal taint. Oh dear. How unfortunate for us. Yes. The Chapel of Lights, not known for its, well, actually, quite known for its particular cuisine. And the Abbot Horizon? Ooh. Well, we must. We simply must. Let's go in. This is a good plan with no negative repercussions. None at all. Turn off the lights, thank you. And dock. The Avid Horizon, this is the end. 2 vast winged shapes guard the gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. And we heard a story. The ice by the gate's edge, there was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. Behind the ice. Yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted to claws, mouth agape. With her left hand she had plucked her own eye from the socket. It lies very close to the surface of the ice. If the stories are true, there's a dark virtue in that eye. Take it then, but perhaps you should put it in a jar. Yes, this is a wonderful place, and we could eventually open the High Gate, a curious miscellany gathered from all across the wide Black Sea. Your companion knows how to use these materials. But we won't just yet. Let's gather intelligence, such as there is to gather, out here where nothing moves. Nothing moves. This stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? A new story, you say? Oh, I am intrigued. Very intrigued. Something that leads into Sunless Skies, perhaps. Because, for those of you who don't know, that door might lead, well, absolutely leads into the High Wilderness. A place where, stars reign. And some might think that a good thing. Not so much. Not so much. And there's Irem. Perfect. I mean, even if I haven't found Polythreme, which is really kind of annoying, actually, if I'm being completely blunt and honest. But yes, even though I haven't found it, I have found plenty of places that I needed to find eventually anyway. So, not too concerned. Light yourself up, thank you. Didn't need the hit. Did not need to eat that hit. But it's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and dock, and everything will be lovely. Docking. Irem. None have ever spoken truthfully of this place. Irem, the pillared city. She will rise from the sea and the ice like dawn. She will be garlanded with red and decked with gold. The seven serpent will watch you longingly from its high pedestal. You will always arrive as a stranger, but when you leave, some part of you will always remain. And me, I intend to visit the House of the Amber Sky. Rest, traveler, our waters are warm, our cushions are petal soft. Lay your head here, you will be healed, or better yet, you will be renewed. Payment in coffee? Yes, please. Close your eyes. The House of the Amber Sky is roofless space beneath the false stars of the neath, rich with the scent of Irem roses. Despite the ice, it's warm as a desert evening. You will arrange yourself on the cushions, close your eyes just for a moment. Beneath the skin of dreams, behind the faces of mirrors, an orange sun sails in a fervid sky. Here are the borderlands of that place, close by Irem, and closest still to the House of the Amber Sky. And here you are, in another place. The sun is warm on your uncovered head. Oh, now if I had a wound, I could get solace fruit. Oh, that is frustrating. Rest, recover, dream. The jungle around you is rich with violently colored fruit, buzzing with insects and unseen life. Explore a little. A shattered tower. At the top of a low hill, a tower stump stands. The masonry looks Iremi. The door is rotted, the space within filled with thorned vines, but cracked mirrors still hang on the walls, and in each one you see a different scene. Bright-eyed soldiers blind sharks in iron. Oh. Clayman war with clothes colonies in the streets of Polythreme. The alarming scholar cracks soul tubes between his teeth. Truth, dream, or both. You awaken the House of the Amber Sky, your clothes will be stained with the juice of crushed leaves. Interesting. I assume that the Claymen versus the clothes colonies, I assume that's not happened yet. Bright-eyed soldiers binding sharks in iron, that sounds like the bound sharks becoming, essentially controlled by the Dawn Machine. The alarming scholar, though, I'm uncertain about that. Anyway, also I horribly mispronounced an entire sentence there, but it's fine, really. Compile our port report. You will record what you will have seen. A conundrum. When you will sit down to write the report, you will recall that it was written already. Who wrote it? The report records that it was already written when it was found. Who found it? The report describes another report, which will indicate the name of the finder. Where's the other report? There's a footnote, which describes when you will record its location. When will that be? When all is well, and all manner of thing is well. Yeah, time flows weirdly here. But I can sell dark drop coffee beans, and get my hands on more of this delightful parabola linen. Could also buy us a watchful curio, which I will do, even though it does cost a secret, but I mean, I think it's worth it, at least. I should have used the fragments instead of the coffee. Silly. Interesting. I don't know that all of these... yes, there we are. Fuel. I do desperately need more, so I'm going to go ahead and you know what? I have enough money. We're going to resupply for a more complete journey than what we normally would supply for. Because, damn it, I will find Polythreme, and I will find the Shellinate. They will be found, and it will be lovely. What's that? Nebulous Reef. Okay, not really important. Oh? What? Oh. Did I not actually discover Irem? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, we'll go back real quick. Here, see Irem? See Irem? So the back can stop telling me that I need to find Irem because I already found it. There. Happy? Anything else? Wasted 2 barrels of fuel already. Ugh, God, I hate you. I mean, I don't hate the bat, but I kind of hate the bat. A little bit. Just a wee, tiny, tiny bit. Oh, you know, I could go to Nuncio, but I don't really want to. Also, won't let me transform, which is very upsetting for me. I'm guessing I can't go into Irem underneath. I'm sorry, the Calamite? The Calumnies? Huh. Interesting. Oh? Southeast, you say? I can go southeast. Got no problems there. Oh! Oh, are you Hideaway? Oh, you do look like a giant Z-beast. Yeah, Hideaway. Okay, found someplace useful. Anything else? Doesn't look like, although there's something somewhere resonating. Anyway, Hideaway. Which, by the way, just love the design of the place. Hideaway, on the back of a gigantic beast, live exiles from every corner of the Neath. Here gather the traitors, heretics, artists, fools, and the too honest. Despite possessing a range of radically different ideologies, these outcasts live together peacefully. Oh? Buy a memento from the slow-blinking vendor. She touches her lips and tilts her head back. Her fingers travel down her throat to her belly, which she pats. That'll be the trade, goods for food. Oh, why not? She passes you 3 lumps of festering flesh. She presses her fingers to her forehead and then makes a fist, the Hideaway gesture of creation. These balls of flesh are apparently art. It takes some time for her to convey more about the artwork. 1 lump is a smaller version of the beast, who carries the city, although missing a shell. Another is a man with a terribly pointed chin. The last is, the vendor points vigorously above you, a lamppost. It represents the miracle of modern light here in this dark place. Naturally. Okay, so that was unlucky, apparently. Now, the things I could do. So many choices. I think, to begin with, we will join a festival. Though you do not reside in Hideaway, the people of the city will allow you to participate in their festivals. If you aid in the preparation for them, they'll even be grateful to have extra help. One of the dwellers bows deeply before you and performs a gesture of friendship by showing you her wrists and crossing her arms to touch her shoulders. She then fumbles in her pockets before she presses a small shell into your hand. It's curled like a wave. A little claw darts out and nips at your finger. The woman coos at the tiny creature. Aww. Aww. I like the little, like a hermit crab kind of thingy. That's cute. The festivals of Hideaway. Though everyone in Hideaway has a night to celebrate a festival of their own making, most dedicate their efforts to one of 3 great events. Interesting. The silent reel. Through the night, the people will dance. There will be no music nor any obligations to conform to a particular style. Or the hour of our reflection. There's a dweller too ancient and too mad to help maintain Hideaway. Instead, the suggester serves a ceremonial role. During the festival, they bark out a phrase, which everyone then represents through art. Invariably, the topics are variations on handsome Tentum's generosity or Hideaway's superb lifestyles. Okay. Or the rainbowing. In revelers... Oh dear. Revelers will indulge in a colorful feast, featuring the finest food Hideaway can manage to find in the abyssal depths. I mean, I'm very curious. The festival has begun. You're participating in the rainbowing. Oh, good. Good. I remember this little picture. Thanks for bringing up those memories. Anyway, banquet tables are laid throughout the festival square. The smell would have a lesser sailor heave out their innards. and all the lurid dye in the world does not disguise how unappetizing the meat is. Nevertheless, some diners rush eagerly to their seats. Participate in the ceremony of 7 sips. Oh dear. A chalice of an inky blue liquid is set before you. To your left, the sallow philosopher has a green drink. To your right, the conscientious mercenary is sipping something indigo. Okay. You fill your mouth with the foul, dyed water. Your fellow diners spit it out in a spray. You follow suit. When the rainbow clears, the tables, not to mention you and your fellow diners, are covered in color. The green-lipped philosopher holds her stomach but forces a smile. The mercenary grins at everyone down the table, showing off his indigo-stained teeth. You people are insane. I mean, I guess we'll consume the abyssal bounty. A bell rings. The conscientious mercenary licks his lips and begins carving a squelching, squirming fish. The sallow philosopher performs the gesture of good digestion before forcing down a bite. Delightful. You carve into your dinner a fish whose identifying traits have been lost to the layers of pigment caked onto it. As you carve off a bite, its mouth flaps open. Cosmogone dye trickles out. It might be tasty if the meat weren't as chewy as gum, and if you couldn't feel the dyes coloring your intestines. Hopefully you're fond of blue. Okay. Partake of Lady Black's chiefest pearls. Festival servers clear your plates and present the night's dessert. A violent dyed organs of a bound shark laid across the table with anatomical accuracy. Wonderful. The conscientious mercenary looks at you meaningfully and cups his cheeks. The gesture of plenty, he slices you a lobe of the shark's brains and licks the violent jelly from the blade when done. He considers the eyes carefully before he places one on your plate. He adjusts it to look up at you. Thank you so much. Your first bite of the brain and the taste spreads through your mouth like ivy. The eye is no better. It pops in your mouth, bursting into stinking jelly. It'll be more difficult to participate in the festivals of Hideaway for a while. Really? I can't imagine why. Well then, that was delightful. Oh man, that is, that's the thing, alright. Where do they store their goods? Perhaps they have something to trade. They do not have much to offer, but maybe you'll find something of interest. Sure, let's find out. Casket of sapphires, which I could sell for 2 meter salt. That's actually pretty damn good. And I could buy strange catches here, but I got plenty, so okay. Huh. So that was gruesome. Let's, I guess we will drop off that impolite investigator. This is where he requested you bring him. Good on you, kid. The impolite investigator grins as he disembarks. As soon as he's exited your ship, he spots a small, ancient man, the sprightly visionary. The investigator rushes over to him and shakes his hand while unleashing a barrage of questions. What's your name? Reason for exile? How's the food? It's disgusting, but you know, find out on your own, kid. The visionary writes a message in the notebook, chained to his wrist. He presents it to you both. Welcome, sorry, I must run. You need to register yourself. Go straight ahead. Advice, no questions. Befriend Temtum. Good day. Who's Temtum? Deliver a scholar of lost causes. The bandaged scholar surveys the miserable crowd with open disdain. Yes, these should suffice. Okay. I kinda hate you more, but that's fine. Destined for frustration. The last you see of the scholar, he is trying to get an artist to answer his questions and shaking in frustration. A crowd seems to be closing around him. Oh, please tell me he dies. Yes. Yes. I mean, I shouldn't be like that, but if you ever show disdain for people, I kinda hate you a little bit. A little bit, just a tiny bit. Aid the sprightly visionary. A small man with liver spots on his head and wispy white hairs on his chin is struggling to roll the wheel of heavy cabling. Yes, I know I was being very, what's the word I want to use? Hypocritical before, but you know what? Shush. Reading now. And helping sprightly visionaries. Together you roll the wheel through Hideaway. You pass women lugging blow torches and bags of cement, and men trying to smile as they put on diving suits. Eventually you pass through an iron gate to a workroom. At the room's center is a deep pit. A large electrical alternator looms against the back wall. The visionary plugs the cable into the alternator and slowly feeds the rest down into the pit. When finished, he writes a short message in the notebook chained to his wrist. "Thank you, usual help's working on faulty line. May need you in future." As he hands you the note, he looks up, revealing his neck. It's one huge scar. I am curious on that. But, yeah, help the sprightly visionary. He's industrious for one so old. He's always running around the city, aiding his cablemen or repairing electrical faults. Supply his engines with fuel. Ooh. Tempting, but at the same time, that's a lot of fuel. He passes a toolbox to one of his workers and rushes over to you. He writes in the notebook chained to his wrist. "We could supply his engines with fuel." The visionary passes you a scrap from his notebook. "Alternator engines near dead. Need fuel. Provide?" "Yes, I guess we will. My men will transport. Lunch?" His room is spacious, if rather bare. A filament bulb shines pleasantly within a pink paper lantern. His plaster walls are cracking. A hand-drawn portrait of a dark woman hangs above his bed. The visionary clears maps of Hideaway from his table and prepares coffee. As he passes your brew, bellows of pain engulf the room, and all Hideaway trembles for a moment as the beast below writhes. But the visionary doesn't spill a drop of coffee. Once things settle, he writes a note. "Forgive Temtum. He hurts now and then. Coffee, and please, call me Eric." So Temtum is the creature. Interesting. Fixing a fault, Eric passes you a scrap from his notebook. "I need particularly steady hands to repair cabling. Assist?" "Of course." In the center of Hideaway is a small building with decorative paper windows, locked behind an iron gate nobody dares touch. Eric unlocks it, and then leads you inside. In the center of the room is a raised brass panel and a chair. The panel is covered in switches and gauges. Central control of Hideaway. Oh. Requires rerouting. I'll point the what and where. He hands you a pair of tweezers and unscrews the back of the panel, exposing a mess of wire. The operation itself is simple if slow, but the results are immediate. The lights outside flicker before shining brighter. Eric flips a switch. The ground shakes and you're thrown left. He flips another, you're thrown right. Eric beams as he helps you steady yourself and pats you on the back. "Sorry for that. All is well now. You've done a great service. Thank you. Eternal thanks." Okay. I assume we're done then. So he's controlling the beast below? Which sounds very much like a Doctor Who plot that I saw years ago now? Interesting. Let's check on the investigator. The impolite investigator ignores the patterns of resting and waking established in Hideaway. Never seems to sleep. At all hours he can be found asking questions or studying the city. The investigation. Ah, dear. The investigator... Yes. The impolite investigator ignores the customs of sleeping and waking established in Hideaway. Never ever seems to rest. Whatever the hour, he can normally be found asking questions or studying the city. Today, however, he's withdrawn to his room and is unduly quiet. What's he up to? Interesting. That's... I mean, this seems like a bad idea as far as I'm concerned, but we'll go with it. The waters between. 7 diving suits take up the investigator's room. We're exploring the space between Temtum and its city shell, but you'll need another 5 divers. Okay, go for it. Why not? Succeeded. That's amazing. The investigator leads you to the depths of Hideaway. Did you know there's an enterprise to construct kelp farms on the outside of Temtum's cheeks? We use their hatch to study the shells inside. Technically, the shells inside. One after another, you splash into the dark. With your light, you can see the flesh of the beast beneath you. It's bruised, bloodied in some places. In others, it's mere feet from the shell. The investigator points ahead, to a thick cable hanging down from above. As it comes more clearly into view, it sparks. The charge results in a convulsing of Temtum's flesh. You return to the city as swiftly as you can. Several of your crew were caught by Temtum's shifting body, and crushed between its shell and his flesh. As soon as you're back in Hideaway, the investigator strips out of his diving suit and flees. That would be because someone doesn't want you exploring down there. I need mushroom wine. Oh. You. Miserable realizations. The investigator is curled on his bed, but sits when he notices you. I need something to help me relax, clear my head, anything, I'll try anything. If I had just... I have everything else, I just need the wine. But no, that's fine. Even that is technically fine. Assemble a report. Explore the city, record the habits of those that dwell within. A city of strict custom. Most hideaway dwellers toil to strengthen their city against the Z's crushing weight. Those that don't instead prepare for that night's festival, and all without words spoken aloud. If they need to communicate, the people of Hideaway rely on a strict system of acutely formal gestures. Which is very odd to me, but I don't know why they would do that. I suppose to save oxygen? I mean, it's good of them, sign language, universal language. I guess that must be why. Regardless, that is all the time we have for now. We have much more to explore, and I still have not found Polytheme, which, to this moment, infuriates me. Although I will probably have to be going back very shortly. Back to London, that is. For now, though, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I shall see you all soon.